Alrighty, so it's episode one, and it's the introduction episode. But before I get into anything, I'd just like to apologize in advance for certain noises that you might hear, be it cars or whatever, because I'm shooting during the day and people are passing by, and I love my background, and I'm not wanting to go into my bedroom to go and shoot. So anyways, it's the introduction to Journey to Self. My name is Fanele Duli, for those that do not know me. Those that have me on Facebook already know that last month I was answering reflective questions to myself publicly on Facebook. It's not going to be as frequent as I did it in Facebook. This is going to be weekly videos that I am going to be uploading. So before I get into what everything's going to entail, I think it's always important for a person to state their intentions of why they're doing something. First and foremost, I'm not bored. I'm just very tired of having a discontent feeling about my life. I'm very tired of dimming my light in spaces. I'm very tired of like not being myself. I think I prided myself way too long that I was an ice queen, the queen of sarcasm. I was very dismissive of feelings I just didn't feel. I would always put on a facade that I'm okay, I got it together, no breaking down. So I was not authentic. I feel like that word is used a lot, but anyways, I was just not as happy as I portrayed to be. And I felt this in different spaces that I was going into, be it in an audition room, be it in a social gathering. I'd literally just be like, I'll rather stay home than go and interact with humans because I was just not up for it. But the truth of it, it was like I was not content in my presentation of self because it was starting to get exhausting putting on a face, you know. Earlier on when I was doing preparations to start shooting this video, I put on makeup. I haven't put on makeup in like 3 months, which was the same thing I did when I started the Facebook series as well. I put on makeup, but what Jen? And I'm just like, but you're trying to be like authentic, organic, and then you're plastering makeup. I wanted to put on a face. So once again, like, it's even things that I picked up when I was doing the Facebook stuff. Like, you do certain things, you're gonna say it's out of habit, but like there's a reason, there's like a rooted disconnect, be it from your childhood traumas, but you've just conditioned yourself, I need to do these things in order for me to feel okay. And I think with lockdown, I also just figured, we are so distracted, and now you are forced to face yourself, and it's uncomfortable. Thankfully, I had started like trying to face myself last year already, but there are still those little moments where you're like, oh my goodness, something's up, something's not okay. And I think the root of everything for me also comes with just really just wanting to enjoy my life. And in me enjoying my life, I cannot put on a mask of enjoyment. I cannot put on a mask of happiness. I cannot fake my life. I cannot fake myself like Gifanini. I genuinely want to be present and intentional in all the spaces that I'm in, be it in my family, be in my relationships, be in my friendships, be in the career choices and spaces that I'm in. Any interaction, I need the whole of me to be present. I don't want to dim myself down. I don't want to people please. I just want to be me, to come as I am, not necessarily seeking your acceptance, but if I've accepted myself, I am okay with that. So I found myself in audition spaces, and aside from comparing myself, but even in the preparation stages of working through auditions, working through script, I just did the bare minimum. In my relationships with friends, I just did the bare minimum. I'll just be like, I'll do the bare minimum and be okay with doing receiving the bare minimum from people. And I was just like, but my goodness, I'm 29 now, and maybe like in 30 years time, do I still want to be this person who's not fully present, who's just like, I'm a thug, hides behind sarcasm. I can't do it anymore. So this is also a platform just to call myself out and just trace back how I started dimming myself, how I started seeking validation from other people but myself, how I looked for myself in everybody but me. You know what I mean? I was trying to get people to tell me, hold up, who do you think I am? You know, because I was not trying to be in my thoughts. I journal a lot and I have over like 20 journals, but when I used to look back in my journals, I wouldn't even be specific in what I'm writing because I didn't want to plaster all my truth in it in case someone found out. I think I've always had this thing of not wanting to be found out because I thought it was mysterious, but I was just not allowing myself to feel. So this platform is for me to be vulnerable, to be honest, and I just want to be very clear. This is not for anybody but me. As I said, it's a journey to self, and my only goal, I guess, is for other people to also make an effort to know themselves better, call themselves out on toxic habits where you're just literally thriving and serving your ego, or just wanting to do things to people please, or just not being the best version of yourself. Because I think my ideal goal in life is to die empty, and that is to die empty of my dreams, my gifts, whatever talent that I feel I have to offer. I want to empty it out so that people surrounded by me would be like, I feel like I like that energy, I should do it for myself. So it's not for me to be getting self-praise, but it's for me to be content with myself every night that I sleep. And now this is not seeking perfection, because perfection, honestly, is in the flaws that we all have. It's just embracing and accepting, and it's just unlocking the sad moments. It's unlocking the shame. It's unlocking those moments that you rejected yourself. I really want to be on my deathbed at some point and be like, yeah, girl, you lived, and your light beamed and gave courage for other people to light up and be themselves. So this is not a platform where I'm gonna be blaming, so this is why I am like this. But I want to defrost. I want to defrost every feeling that I should have felt as a child that I didn't feel, every expectation that I had internally that I never voiced out because I never felt safe enough to be able to talk. And it's also not a victim thing. Would you please come sit here and come into my pity party? It's literally a thing of, oh my goodness, stop with the excuses. I want to get into spaces and not have any negative talk and be like, oh, but umuntu uzobona upetelak and just get distracted. I'm more than that. I literally want the core of me, which is my spirit, to represent me everywhere that I go, that it enters first before they look at my face. I just want an aura and energy of confidence, of self-love, of self-acceptance, forgiveness, healing. And in order for me to get to a place where I am confident, and it's important to also highlight that it's a journey, so there's no full stop. And I might be going through this inner child series as it happened with Facebook. I will get certain triggers and then I'll have to find a new discomfort for me to be able to dig deeper. So I'm on a constant need to bring myself to discomfort so that the naysaying or the ill talk that I have with myself internally, the things that I allow people to get away with, which also sometimes reflects how much I did not love myself. It's also just acknowledging that and dealing with that, forgiving what I need to forgive talk about what I need to talk, feel what I need to feel, so that when I get into spaces, I don't use my damaged areas as an excuse for me to not be my greater self. I'm just so tired of being envious of, look at Usman Bani, they're out here doing the most, and that's them in their field. And I just, it's also not a thing of competing to want to be someone else. I just really, 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 really desire to be so content with who I am and be that person consistently. I'm all for consistent. Like, if there's a trigger that I have and there's a solution and a way for me to be able to overcome it, that's what I want to do. I don't want to be attending pity parties. I don't want to come with an energy where umuntu is going to be like, oh, Safik is tefe. You know what I mean? I don't want to be tefe to myself. I don't want to be a nuisance. So vulnerability is what we do here. Honesty is what we do here. I'm just going to take the hand of whether my inner child is 3 years old, 4 years old. I'm just coming to say, here's my hand, grab it. Let's walk the path together. Let me allow you to voice yourself out, speak out. And hopefully some people can relate, or if not, find the path that relates to you, that makes sense to you, what your childhood was and what traumas and habits, coping mechanisms, defensive mechanisms that you probably started initiating in your own life as a guard, because maybe you grew up not feeling safe when you grew up, you know, like when you were a child you didn't have a voice. Whatever it is, whatever your inner child needed of you at whatever stage that they were in, this is the opportunity for you to meet them, allow them to be acknowledged and heard, and for them to feel whatever they need to feel, for them to heal, so that even when you go and become a parent, you're not going to be projecting what your parents did to you. You're not going to be wounded, you know. It's time to strip the bandage. It's time to just stop being a victim. It's time to literally stand up and be the best version of yourself, but that requires a lot of breaking down. So this is the journey of my breaking down. This is a journey of me defrosting all the feelings that I didn't allow myself to feel. This is a journey of acceptance. It's a journey of imperfection. It's a journey of flaws. It's a journey of me that I cannot duplicate, that you cannot imitate, but you can walk with me, and hopefully you start walking with yourself, you know, because I'm just tired of the masks. I'm just tired of knowing that I could be more, but listening to things that actually just don't matter. Keeping people that don't matter, allowing situations, you know. I just want to know that I have choice. And it's also not a platform where I'm trying to offend anybody. It's not a platform where I'm trying to think I'm better, you know. But even when family dynamics that I dive into, it's not me blaming anybody. It's me just going through each and every thought, as raw as it is, as hurtful as it is for me, and just letting it do its thing. Let it. If it needs to cry, it will cry. If it needs to be angry, it will be angry. But I am going to feel like I've never felt before. Because if I get into a relationship, I want to get into it not to hide, but to keep on blossoming as a person. When I get into a working space, I want to blossom as ufanele, you know. I don't want to blossom and still have habits that hinder me from being a good communicator. I want to be present in my friend's life. I want to be more affectionate towards my family. I just really just want to feel everything and experience everything. And it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be uncomfortable. There are gonna be days where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't share that, and maybe I won't if I don't feel like I'm ready, but I'm ready to be done with the excuses. I'm really ready to make my forefathers proud. I'm really just wanting to do the work, no matter how gruesome it is. So let's see me break down so that I can mold myself to the true person that I have every ability to be. So I'm just gonna end it there for now. That's the introduction to the inner child, and it's actually getting quite noisy. So, but yeah, thank you for listening. Go and check T1, subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Anyways, but yeah, this is the first episode. It's the introduction, and then we will start the official work.